All right, so you ready to talk about episode 4?
I am.
You ready to go? It's been out for a
Hmm.
few days now because,
Hmm.
as usual, schedules have been difficult. But
Yep. It goes.
so it
Not
goes.
as
This
difficult
is
as
the way.
trying to get a fucking salt circle off the ground, but we
Yeah,
have
that's
plans.
way worse for sure. But we're here. Episode 4, chapter 4, whatever the fuck they want to call it. Sanctuary is out.
Uh,
And
baby's first seven samurai.
it's so like such a different feel. It's so fucking different. I guess like I'll start by saying I still like it. Like I still like
Yeah.
the feel of it, but I don't like it as much as the other ones, if that makes sense. Because yes, this definitely is a Seven Samurai type thing, and I just want more Star Wars. Like I just want more of the weird like fantasy stuff. I don't know. It just seems kind of like the whole like yeah, I've seen this before. Like I've seen this done before. And like
No,
better.
this yes, no, that was the thing. Like this episode definitely I just felt it so because I rewatched Seven Samurai not that long ago. So
Right.
I was really feeling the rubbing up against what it's explicitly just doing, but not nearly as meaningful or as well. like
And like in all fairness, it can't. Because Seven Samurai is arguably too long to do what it does
oh yeah.
well.
I mean,
And this is 20 minutes. Like
yeah, Seven Samurai is a movie with a fucking intermission. Like
yeah. So like it's kind of a lofty idea, honestly. So it's
I mean, the big difference is this is Seven Samurai without any of the tragedy. Like, it like the heart
yeah.
ripped out.
Like they try by
But the
like
big
just by using
yeah
exposition, but it's not the same not seeing it, right?
yeah.
Like being told
Well, I
that
mean,
this
and
place is
also
being like ransacked or whatever isn't the same as seeing like the women get raped
yeah.
and the children get killed and like all that
Well,
sort of stuff.
yeah, and that there are only two samurai and they don't die. Like, there's no cost.
Sure.
This is
Yeah, yeah.
pretty like there's nothing is lost by the end of this episode. The thing, and I'm still saying like as much as that's hurts it for me because I just feel it just makes me think of Seven Samurai so strongly. I don't think this is like doing a just generic Seven Samurai type setup is bad. I think that's a good idea, like for an
Sure.
episode of TV. Like that's fine. It was a fine setup. The bigger thing to me with this episode is this is the first episode where I felt like weak scripting
Sure.
really showed through. Like his romance with the woman from the town, that stuff was not good. like
Super
this show
like
is much
thrown together. Yeah.
yeah, this show is much better at just at being dialogue light and just having the characters say what needs to be said. Like if you get them talking too long, it doesn't doesn't hold up.
And I mean, again, in all fairness, that's what Jean Favreau is good at anyway. He's good at writing the like
Yeah.
snappy, fun dialogue, and like not so good at maybe, building a character. Let's say.
Yeah. And like it's not like and it honestly what Star Wars is good at is iconic like small lines,
Yeah,
not like long conversation trees.
totally.
So
Yep.
so
Which
like
is actually why I think Cara Dune works great with him as his sidekick, sort of thing.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like it's weird because the rating for one female is perfect and the other is so heavy-handedly bad.
Yeah, it's so weird because they're adding in this extra character, and like she gets like no attention, but she's great.
Yeah.
And the character they spend all this attention on, who's only going to be in this episode, it sucks. And I'm just
Yeah.
it was a weird choice.
Yeah.
I don't know. That felt like they felt like they needed to humanize him or whatever, but
Yeah.
it just didn't. They didn't need that. It was unnecessary. and it didn't really work.
Also, I can't believe they actually had him take his helmet off that soon in the series, even though like nobody saw it. We saw him take it off, but like not him, obviously.
Yeah.
So like, because we literally talked about this last week. Like literally just last week. It's like, do you think we see him take the helmet off? Oh yeah, you do, and like just wait 2 days.
He's like, yeah, I took it off yesterday. What? Oh
yeah.
I guess you actually do take it off to eat. You're just like only eat in private. Okay, I see.
That was pretty funny though. It's like, well, what happens if you do? You can never go back. It's like, but you aren't going back. Okay, whatever. Like, you mean you could just be free? Yes. Oh.
But then he wouldn't have those cool dudes to hang out with.
And this is the way. Also, he says this is the way one time.
Yes, that's not enough times. He needs to say it more times.
But the way he says it is so weird.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
It's in that talk where he's like, where she's saying like, you don't show it to anyone or whatever. He's like, this is the way. It's like, what? You're being creepy right now. What are you doing?
Look, they don't need to write different dialogue. The important thing is you just say the same thing over and over again, because this show, it's like energy is memes.
Yeah.
It needs to be like a living meme, and it's great.
Yeah. This, I will say, this is the first time I feel this episode would have been way better with an hour time instead of the 22 minutes. I feel like they could have really hashed some stuff out in that time. It's the first time I felt that way with this show, where it's just like, this episode deserved a full runtime.
If you could have like added in some other characters to be part of the defense who would then die.
Yeah.
Like if you had like, I don't know, it's just the thing where there was no cost to defending this town, like, is a rub for me. Like,
yeah, it's kind of weird how easy it just turned out to be.
It's way too easy.
And the thing is that they built it up in a way where I think it was cool. Like, I think it was cool that the reason why they couldn't fight back is because they had an ATST.
That was fucking dope. That was a great idea.
And then, like, the fact that, like, the walker, when they're, like, actually doing the thing at night, you see it, like, chasing them in the woods to save money, just the eyes, right? In the darkness. Like, that's brilliant. That's like a monster film sort of thing. Yeah, totally. It was real cool. And then the fight itself was, like, I think you can, like, overlook a lot of it because they're supposed to just be, like, some farmers fighting some thugs, basically. So, like, it's not well choreographed, but, like, it doesn't have to be. Again, what rubbed me the wrong way is the love interest. The badly written one is a, what the hell are those called? What Ray is, where she's just, like, she picks up a gun and she's a pro at that. Like, she's just perfect.
A Mary Sue.
A Mary Sue, yeah. She's a Mary Sue, like, in the biggest, baddest way. And it's just like, why? Why did you add this character? You know what would have been cool? And now I'm rewriting the thing because I can't trust Josh Favreau to do it. Is at the very beginning, show that fucking kid get murked right in front of her. Like, by the Raiders. Like, or let her do it. Like, show her, like, die in front of the kid or something. And then the kid, like, picks up the gun. Like, why is there no consequence at all? And the reason is because it's a Disney product. But that, at some point, I want a little bit more. Like, when I was a kid, my Star Wars had one of the main cool characters get fucking killed at the end. You know what I mean? Like, kids aren't completely stupid or devoid of, like, reason or anything like that. Like, at the end of New Hope, Obi-Wan dies in front of your eyes. Fucking Han Solo gets stolen away and betrayed at the end of Empire Strikes Back, and then a whole bunch of shit happens at the end of Return of the Jedi. And these were kid movies. Like, why can't you show something like that here?
Or even, like, this show, the first episode with IG-11, he's just offed.
And in like a way that's actually kind of graphic, like there's no blood, but there's a hole in his head.
But it's yeah, like that's the kind of thing I wanted out of this. Like from this episode, I wanted that brutality of just, this is the way. This is what has to get done here. Someone has to fucking die. Someone has to do something.
Yeah,
there just has to be a cost.
Yeah, I think
it wasn't.
It's obvious.
It's a shame. Because it was a real. I think it's a good idea for an episode to just do the Seven Samurai thing. There was no tragedy to it. It was all pretty weightless. Honestly, so the thing it ends up feeling more like, I saw this pointed out somewhere, and I think it's accurate. It's like old TV show, like it's like the Incredible Hulk show or something, where he's just coming into some people's lives, and then nothing of consequence really happens, but it's like, 20 minutes of TV. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not bad, but it's not as good as the show has been, I will say.
Right. It's definitely the weakest.
Yeah.
This is the first time I really realized that I think a lot of the problems I have with this would have been solved if this wasn't an 8-episode thing, and like they could have written longer stuff. I think they're trying to fit a lot in here, because to me what it feels like is that, first of all, they wanted to do like something kind of big here. They introduced 2 new characters, essentially, a whole new place, tried to make us care about the problem, and they are obviously trying to make it so the Mandalorian is this kind of ruthless bounty hunter who's a legendary, like people speak about how good he is or whatever. And then we see him grow into just like he gets some humanity back or whatever. Yeah. And I think they're trying to do that. And they have been kind of doing it slowly to begin with, because all that he's had to work against is Baby Yoda. But then when they're introducing these other people, he just kind of like snaps into like human mode. He's like, okay, I'll help you. Like, I know it wasn't really like, he wasn't at first like chomping at the bit to help them, but he very easily gets like kind of conned into helping them out, into talking to Cara Dune, and into falling in love weirdly with this person he just met. Like, it seems like this is stuff that should have been over the span of a whole season, maybe, but like they only get 4 more episodes.
Again, at least like a 2-parter where like you do the setup and then you do the battle or something, or like the payoff, like something like just a little bit. Again, they needed room for tragedy, but I just gonna go around in circles around that, because it was so weightless.
Totally.
And then the romance was bad. You could just pull that out. Like, don't X.
Yeah.
Star Wars, bad at romance.
Totally. And like, this is totally a writing problem, I'll say, because I think the direction by Bryce Dallas Howard was fine. I thought everything, felt like everything went the way it should.
That ATSD, that looked dope.
It was real good.
It looked cool.
Yep. Really, really cool.
Man.
I mean, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about how fucking dumbly adorable Baby Yoda is in this too. Every time he's on screen,
when they're fighting the alley, and then he comes out there with his like kombucha or whatever, and he just sips it. Oh
my god, it's so good. God, I love that stupid thing so much.
The button. So many good memes.
So many good memes. Yep. Oh my god, Baby Yoda is just the biggest treasure. I saw somebody on Twitter say,
the other problem
I hate Baby Yoda, and I unfollowed them.
That's no good.
Yeah, go on.
He's way too cat-like to hate. Like, if you hate him, you must hate cats, and like
that's not okay with me. So,
the other problem with this plot, it wasn't enough about Baby Yoda. Like, you just putting him to the side. He doesn't get to really do, like, he learns not to eat a frog. That's not what I want to see.
Yeah. That's very true.
He gets kink shamed about eating frogs.
Not cool, man.
Okay.
It's kind of racist, honestly. Kind of racist. I mean, it's what his people do. Why you gotta shame him for it?
He's just hungry, man.
I understand
Gotta
his
build up
pain.
that energy.
Yep,
You
exactly.
eat frogs and then you go into a coma for. It's like it. That's the way, man.
That's the way.
That's the way.
Also, what is this bullshit? Like, I knew it wasn't going to happen, but what is this bullshit about the Mandalorian being like, I'm leaving him with you guys? It's like, what? You can't do that.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
your little boy.
That was hilarious. Like, oh, so this is like that episode of Pokemon where Ash is gonna leave Pikachu behind because he'll be happier.
And then Pikachu's like, no, you ain't. Like, what the fuck?
Like, are you fucking stupid? No.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. But of course, it wasn't going to go that way.
Because it's Pikachu. Now, if it were Charizard, that actually did happen to Charizard.
Yeah, you're right. It did. And it was probably for the better, honestly. Charizard did not respect him, as he shouldn't, honestly. Is this the first time we say Klatooinian raiders and Klatooinians in general in the series? I don't remember.
I can't remember seeing them before.
I'm gonna look it up here. How the hell do you spell this? It's with a K, I know. Klatooinian? Yeah, Klatooinian. Okay, or something like that.
Klatooin Town.
They've been in like a bunch of shit, actually. Okay. They've been in episode 1, episode 2, 2 episodes of the Clone Wars. Apparently Rogue One. Oh no, wait, Rogue One, Cassian, and K2SO special. A bunch of other random shit. Okay, they've been in a whole lot of stuff. Okay, never mind. I just don't remember them at all. So, there you go.
They just have like vaguely dog-like faces.
Yeah, they're just dog people. Exactly. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about.
At the beginning, I was like, "Wait, what is this? Orcs? Orc grade?"
It should have been orcs, frankly. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about is
also
I think
not enough Carl Weathers in this episode.
I think Cara Dune is amazing. I fucking love her.
Yeah, she's good.
Like, she's real good. Also, like, this is gonna come out really weird. She's like beefy and a little thick, and I find it so hot. It's like her arms look like they could crack me in half, and I'm not a small dude. And like, I guess that does it for me. I guess I'm that guy now.
It's weird. Like, it would have been weird how quickly she like became part of his crew if she hadn't been in so much of the promotional material. So I've just been waiting for her to show up.
Yeah, I think a bunch of people have. A lot of people have been saying how there's no female representation in this, and like everybody's just been like, have you not seen the promo stuff? Like, give it like another episode. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Calm down. There were like no human faces in this one episode.
Yeah,
calm down.
Exactly. Oh, you're right. Episode 2 like literally had no humans in it at all.
It had no human faces. I love it for that. I was so amazed.
And it had like 10 minutes maybe total, like 5 minutes of speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That episode is a fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's an episode of TV.
That episode had balls to do what they did, frankly. Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, I really want to see more of Cara Dune. If she gets her own show, I'd be happier than a pig in shit, honestly. I want to know more about Rebel Shock Troopers and like what happened to her. So I hope they don't rush like all her shit in like 2 episodes and they kill her or something, because I'll be kind of upset. But yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how like seamlessly she worked. Like, it's so weird. The episode they introduce her and it's so not about her. She just happens to be there. It's weird.
She definitely has a natural charisma to her too, like on screen. Yeah.
No, she was dope.
And maybe that's because our main protagonist doesn't have a face. Like maybe that's why it's easier to see how charismatic she is, because all he is a voice.
Yeah.
I never really considered that before. Interesting. Anyways, I don't know where they go from here. I'm like completely stumped because I wasn't expecting a fucking Seven Samurai thing where they teach a bunch of farmers how to fight against an ATSD and some Klatooinian raiders. But and also I didn't expect that whole scene to be like a monster movie, being chased like through the forest by an ATSD. That was so fucking cool.
There's still a lot that's really weird about it. There's still really. It's definitely the one where I'm like, oh, it could have been great.
You could have been way better for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm excited for next week. I'm ready to go. Or next week being like 4 days from now, from us talking here.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking ready to go.
We have a crew now.
What? Oh yeah, we have our people. Yeah.
Good crew. Got Cara Dune, we got Baby Yoda.
Oh, and I'm just so happy too. I finished off Jedi Fallen Order, and the ending of that got me so fucking stoked for like Star Wars shit right now. I'm in the perfect prime to be disappointed by a Star Wars movie. So episode 9, bring it on. I'm so ready because I'm sure episode 9 will not live up to what that game did for like me in video games with Star Wars and what this is doing for me in Star Wars in general. Like it's going to ruin it so bad. I can feel it.
I do always like to see Palpatine though. Even in those bad movies.
Yeah, it could be great. We'll have to see for sure.
Depends how many memes there are, because that's the important thing about all Star Wars is how many memes can you get out of it. I mean, really, the best part about the prequel trilogy were the memes.
Yep.
And all the Baby Yoda memes are fantastic. So it's all about the memes with Star Wars.
Yep. Very true.
It's just have to shave off everything that's not in service of delivering us memes.
I'm okay
also,
with that.
I do like how trigger happy the bad dude is with his flamethrower.
Oh man,
I love it.
I'm almost surprised he didn't try using the flamethrower against the ATST.
Just like completely ineffective.
Yeah, but he has to use it.
Spazzes. It's just like an instinct. He's just like he's a squid squirting ink as he runs away.
Oh god, it's so fucking good. I'm so happy with this show. I can't wait for the next episode.
Yeah, totally. This is the kind of episode though. I'm like, this show should just air like every day.
Yeah,
always. If like this quality, I could be happy with like just always. I'm disappointed with it because we only have 8 of these stupid things.
Yeah. Also, it's weird because I don't love just like taking in a show all at once. Like I don't like just what the hell is that word? Just like binging, I guess, on shows usually.
Yeah.
But I would totally binge this. If this was all out right now, we would have talked about the whole thing by now. Easily.
Oh, totally. But I do appreciate I really appreciate how it's like in style. It's way more like old TV. Like even though it is having a serialized story, it's way more like old adventure shows where like every episode is an adventure kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just like that feel. It just feels like they had the ability to go, we don't need to make shows the way prestige television has like warped the metagame. We can just do this other thing that works, is proven to work and is good. I'm just like, what if each episode were like a contained story?
Yeah. Yep, I agree for sure.